Kabbalah for Complete Life Management. Chapter 10. Rabbi Michael-ben-Pesach, Portnaar. What can I do with the cynical people around me? There are people around me who are very cynical towards me. I don't have enough strength to resist their negative powers, and I let myself be involved. When this happens, I feel angry, and I don't want to project the anger on the cynical persons. Then I feel worse. I feel it beneath my navel, and I feel the anger in my head. I have lost all the strength to talk. My goal is disappearing from my view. I can't go deeper inside me. This gives me the feeling I'm wasting my time. I can't be creative anymore. What can I do? The worst thing is, I can't free myself from the people who are doing this to me. In what way may Kabbalah be of help so I can follow the goal I have set in my life, despite the cynical people around me who are feeding my anger? How can I free myself of these evil powers? Let us first look how these questions are formed. Are these questions from and for people who are working on their inner being to achieve fulfillment, or is it nagging? And if these are questions coming from a deep despair, how do we react to such questions? Yes, it is possible they are connected with the inner work, and we can use them for everything. For instance, you have a mortgage, and now you say, I have to pay a monthly fee. The bank is very insensitive to me. There is in me no strength to resist the bank. For me, they are negative forces. I feel anger, and I can't be creative anymore. And the bank can be replaced by your wife, a police officer who gave you a fine. It's all the same. This is life, and this is my experience. Constantly, the outside world influences us. Of course, the questions aren't wrong, but they're all the same. When you're walking in a forest of pines, all the trees are pines. You have to work at yourself, and when you do so, you will experience more and more light. And this will encourage you to work harder and more at yourself. This is the work you have to do by yourself, and the reward will be gigantic. These questions are only a reflection of an uncorrected position. Of course, it is marvelous when you experience this because now you are aware there is something good opposite the bad. These are the two aspects. And many of us do see everything as bad, evil. First, you have to change the questions within yourself and then search for the answer in the lessons you're following, etc. When someone is behaving himself in a cynical way towards you, this only means you have deserved this attitude. It is you who has waken up this cynical feeling. When there is a positive strength within you, you radiate this to others, and then no one can touch you. Do you remember the story of Daniel in the lion's den? He wasn't eaten. Why? There was no resistance, no brutality, but affection and love. Then, no evil forces can touch you. You don't give others a chance. When you work at yourself, the evil, the bad within you, won't be fed any longer. It is enough to give a tiny bit to the evil, but no more. Do you remember the 5 questions, the 5 W's, in every situation? Everything that is outside of me is only the perfect and unchangeable light. What I feel is my reaction. And here we see the reaction of being angry. When there is the experience of anger, it makes the strength look evil, but it is completely different. Your behavior has influence on the reaction of others. Of course, they may not be good, but who says you have to socialize with them? Choose your own environment. Choose another than the one with cynics. But never, and we really mean never, flee from your work at yourself. It seems a contradiction. I feel anger, but I don't project it to others, and the answer is the projection is on yourself. There you have to work, and only then you can grow. Be happy. The best thing is, don't show your feelings to others. Justify every situation. No situation may involve your attitude. Certainly no anger. What do you achieve when you talk about it? A very popular saying these days, it is only asking for a judgment, and no one may or can judge others. Neither you may judge if someone is cynical or not, because you haven't done all the corrections within yourself. This is only the attitude of a child. It is only an escape from reality. When you act in this way, you won't be growing at all. You are who you are, and this is valid for everyone. You will never know what the other is thinking. You only see his outer manifestations. And when you experience this as cynical, it only means you are the one who's cynical. You are only projecting on others what is yours. This is the territory of a psychology game. And psychology has nothing to do with the inner work. If you think otherwise, you are busy with wishful thinking. You have to work on your inner. What your situation may be, your husband, your neighbor, and bills, you have to pay everything. Everything outside of you is perfect and belongs to the unchangeable reality. You can compare this to when you want to correct a child, only your face is severe, but from the inside you feel love. Anger is the outcome of losing something. You're losing your goal. Your goal is the most important remedy. When I am still irritated and disturbed by common things, how can I use the Kabbalah training successfully? How do I work on the correction in every problem? There is no difference between a mosquito that stings you or a very large problem. As long as you feel the difference, you are acting like a child. When you choose the mosquito bite, you don't have the strength to see everything with love. You are still escaping from your problems. As long there is no acceptance with your heart and soul, others will offend you, meaning you aren't really working with your inner. When someone offends you, don't feel offended. Is this very hard for you? You may say this is madness and very illogical, but you have to accept this. There is no other way. There has to be absolute joy when someone offends you, meaning you have work to do. And only the work will bring you to wholeness. Always see two sides of the medal. And at the same time, you're building up the middle line. Now you can love everyone without a reward. It doesn't matter if someone is cynical or not. Don't be dependent. This is only a depending love for the world, for the human being and the animal. Love has to come from both sides, is a saying from someone who is an egoistic person. He isn't aware he needs help. What is the nature of your outer man? An introvert or extrovert has absolutely no value. Acquire a strong connection with your inner man.